I'm Vincent James Bruno, B-R-U-N-O, it's the Italian spelling, and I graduated 1960 from the Hartford Law School on Woodland Street.
Okay, great. So I just have some questions for prompts if you'd like me to use them, unless there's some memory you just want to share.
No, you start it and then we'll take it from there.
Okay.
Do you mind? Can I cross my legs?
Yes. Yeah, all I have is here up, so.
Okay, I don't
Yeah.
want to ruin your
Yeah,
picture.
you won't.
Hit me hard.
Okay. What are your best memories of law school?
I'm saying a lot of things from memory and maybe they're not specifically. I think our class was 17, no more than 20 students and 3 ladies. And of the 17 or 18 guys, I don't know how many of us were veterans. And we had a wonderful understanding among ourselves. And we adopted the 3 women as our sisters, and we were all one big happy group. And the discipline and the education couldn't beat it.
Are there any faculty members that stand out to you in your memory?
Professor Starr was not a great professor. He was a great, great professor. We all respected him. We all learned a lot from him. He was tough, and being veterans, we were still afraid of him. Dr. Stevenson, I think he taught us procedure. Great guy. Dr. Scanlon treated me like his brother. I was going to look at the book to refresh my memory. I'm stumped, but at least those 3. That's all I can tell you. I wish I could remember. We had a couple other younger professors came in. Our tax professor, and I can't remember, he was wonderful too. Every professor, without exception, was excellent. And they taught us to be good lawyers. Good lawyers, good lawyers.
Was there a particular class that you enjoyed?
I didn't hear.
Was there a class that you enjoyed the most?
No, I just wanted to be a lawyer. I was accepted to the Yale Law School. And it's hard for people to understand this. The lady dean advisor in those days, we're talking a long time ago, to have a lady advisor and a dean and a personal advisor. She originally sent me to Trinity. I was accepted to Yale, she sent me to Trinity. Because she said, you can't live at home. I was in New Haven. She said, a man like you, young man, veteran, first night your mother's gonna say, go buy a quart of milk. What are you gonna do, go buy the quart of milk? That's not education. Education is to be away. And she said, Wesleyan or Trinity? And my father happened to know a little about Trinity because he was a truck driver and he knew, well, he knew Wesleyan, but also Trinity. And I went to Trinity. And law school, I wanted to go to Yale. And again, they had advised me if I wanted to marry that little girl, and I married her for 54 years, go to North Branford and start a little hometown practice. Don't come to Yale. Not knocking Yale's education is superior, but go to called the Hartford School of Law. Our chief judge was there, the lawyers, judges, those are our teachers. Come in and we were all like taken back when we had a lady librarian, and I can't remember, Shirley was the first. Like, but it was a different day and age, you know, it's hard, we talk now, the kids laugh at me and all that, but they don't understand, it's a different day and age, and we were good guys, we never beat up women and all that. And I did my duty with the National Guard, and that's all I can tell you.
What sort of law did you practice after you graduated?
We got married. I went to North Branford. I bought like 7 acres of land, built a home and my office. And I had to give it up after 16 years because the lady clinic gave me about 6 months to live. I was overweight, overworked, stressed, and that's why I left and went to Florida, because my medical issue was pretty serious.
Mhm.
And I brought it on myself, but you're the town lawyer. We formed a bank. I was general counsel for a bank. I was elected judge of probate. I did a lot of adoptions. You know, and that takes time. You don't take a little baby and throw it. You got to read, study, make sure. Got to make sure everything is private. You know. And North Branford wasn't, you know, big office with 10 secretaries and all. It was just my clerk. I appointed a lady as my clerk, and she was part-time. She used to work full-time, but that's the way it was. It was, and the judge was everybody's friend. Can you help me? Can you help me? And you had to. That's what we studied for. And I sound maybe very arrogant, and I don't mean to. You asked me to be truthful, and I'm trying to be.
Yeah, no, not at all.
No, I am being, not trying to. I am.
Are you still in contact with any of your classmates?
Please excuse me. I have a little.
Are you still in contact with any of your classmates?
The answer is yes. Like Ron Storm, I just saw. I was wondering if my very dear classmate, the judge. Well, I don't know if he's going to be here today. Oh, come on. Oh, that's awful. We spent a lot of time together. So at least 2 or 3 we're hoping. We've been to, I think this is my 3rd reunion. I think it is. And we specifically made a point of being here because we enjoy it. We think it's nice, and that's all I can tell you. I had Trinity on Thursday, Trinity on Friday, law school Saturday, and tomorrow Trinity.
Oh, so you're visiting all your old places, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the way it is. We enjoy coming back and seeing, and you see these beautiful buildings. You can see them 50 times, 100 times, they're still beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen it once. Well, I prefer to just, and we've been driving through Connecticut because I've had a lot to do. And it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
For a few weeks there was no sun, but all in good fun. Oh, that was strictly.
That is very true. So, was there one day while you were in law school that if you could relive it, you would? Any particular good memory you have of a single incident?
Well, John Casadento, who was Judge Casadento, he was a veteran and a tremendous football player. I was a pretty good football player. Signed with the Eagles,
Really?
but never played. Never played. Why did I go to law school? Can I tell my mother I'm going to play professional football? 60 years ago, it was 8 teams, maybe 4,000 or 5,000 on a Sunday. It was not today. And Johnny and I became good friends, and a lot of the other guys there, but Johnny in particular, and we were sort of both 6'4" or whatever. Both, he played, I think, for Ohio State. I played for Trinity, and so we developed a friendship. And the day of my marriage, he was one of my best men. So that was always a nice memory. But all the guys got along. We always worked with each other, and we had fun. We really did. But good lawyers too. I mean, we studied. There was none of this. We studied. Johnny Gorman, Judge Gorman's son, he was married at the time, and Enid was a nurse, and a lot of times I'd be walking to law school and she'd be going to work and she'd stop, tutoring, get in the car, you gotta get. So a little, and we had as I said, we had 3 ladies, and young girls, I should say, so it was a nice atmosphere, and the guys got along. I never found a problem. And I don't think anybody else did.
Any other memories that you want to share about your time at UConn?
The whole memory is the whole. For me to pick something special would be unfair because there's so many good memories. So many nice things happened. Like, how about the privilege of going to be a lawyer? Immediately upon my graduation in '60, immediately, my National Guard unit got activated for 6 months for training. So I immediately left, to go into the military after I'd done previously all the stuff that National Guard people do. But I had to do the 6 months, and I think it was August. My mother and my wife, she was my wife, she was my girlfriend. The deal was the day that in those days, if you passed the bar, the Superior Court had your name up on the wall. So they went to the courthouse and opened the doors at 12ish. I passed. So we had a way, but I was gonna get to a phone, which I did call, and my future wife said, "You passed." My mother got out and was crying. So now I go down and I had to go swear in, and I wanted permission to go. I went to the IG, and he said, "I'll give you permission, but I want you to join the JAG for 4 years." I didn't want to go any more military. I want to go back to the army. So I said no, and he refuses to give me a pass to go to my bar. Our officer was a sergeant, and may I say this without prejudice, he was black. He said to me, "Vincent, listen to me. Thursday, this is Friday was the big thing. The swearing in, the dinners with your mother and father. It was just, my mother would be in tears." He said to me, "Dress up perfectly, uniform, cap. I mean, you're going now from Fort Dix." I happen to be close to home, thank God. "Get home." And I did. AWOL. Got in the first of all, bus to New York, train to New Haven, picked up at the airport, at the train station, went to the swearing in full uniform. That was the agreement. I was in the military. If you're not, that's AWOL. With the full uniform, they can call it anything. And we had a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Early Saturday morning, I had to go back, and they picked me up in New York, the MPs. They were nice to me. They brought me back. And again, my sergeant testified, and he said I'd done a lot of good things, and so they gave me, I was confined to the base for 30 days. But where the heck you going anyway? So it was all ended in nice fun, and I didn't want to disappoint my mother. You can say what you want. And that was a very high point in my life, because my mother thereafter developed breast cancer and died pretty young. So that was a big moment in her life, and I didn't want to miss it. And my father too, don't get me wrong. But
That's a great story.
but it's,
That's a great one.
you know.